we're going to talk about the challenges. The challenges the CEO of Kyasina has faced while operating the Kyasina website. So, what are those common challenges that you have faced?
Well, the first thing, I'm a good procrastinator, so I keep pushing things away and away, and I think it's one of the weaknesses I have, and I'm trying really hard to manage. So, like I said at the beginning, this is something that we had. This is an idea we had 5 years ago. That's quite some time back. When I look and see the things, the place where I want Kyasina to be in 5 years, it's, I believe Kyasina in 5 years will be a very big brand, and this is the product that I've kept on waiting for 5 years. So you can't imagine the time I've wasted. Yeah, so that's one of the challenges, but at the moment I don't count it as a challenge, though it comes in, those small little things. You have to do this, sometimes you're delaying, but like I said, I'm working on it. So that thing would be most challenges that we face when we're starting businesses: building a team, raising capital. When you're starting business, not everything needs money, but most things need money. So you won't get. It is easy for two people who have confounded a company to come together and work for a year without getting paid. But it's hard you to bring other people on board and you expect them to work without paying. And it's not only about salary, it's about rent, where you're working from. It's about building these platforms. They need money. It's here, there. So that's one of the challenges. Because I also feel, even now, I feel like if there was more budget for some things, maybe we could be even a step ahead of where we are right now. And the other thing would be also building a team. It's not easy to find the right people. It's not easy to find self-motivated people. Sometimes you have to get people. However, of course, also the good people, self-motivated, you have to train them and all. That's part of recruiting. That's part of building a team. But it's also hard to train someone who is not willing to learn or who is not ready to learn. So building a team has been quite a challenge as well. But we are still progressing, and so far I'm proud of the team I have. Not because I don't expect to improve and get better over time, but so far so good. Which other challenge? Yeah, our mode of business, like apart from hotels, it's for the first time that most people are putting up their properties online for rent. They're used to ordinary local brokers, local real estate agents who bring them a tenant, they give him some money, and so this service is good for both parties, the landlord and the tenant. But most landlords usually are inquisitive. You tell them we do this and so to learn through the whole process and appreciate this service, it's still a challenge, but it's something that will get time. So you get someone who's having rentals, he's somewhere there, and you tell them, we have you on our platforms, because one of the service, among our service, we don't proceed to take someone for inspection. We link them directly to the landlord. So how much we try to follow up, but of course there are possibilities. There are people who will try not to pay, will try to dodge, but those are the things we can go on. And of course we can't work with everyone, however much we want to work with everyone, but we can't. Like I'll give you an example. Of course, someone who doesn't want to pay for the service. The other example would be like someone who has a bad customer service. If we, for example, have our tenants, the people that go through us to rent your facility, and we have complaints that come more often, this landlord treats us like this, the same complaint from the same place. So we know there's a problem here. So we tell you to improve the service. But if something and nothing, like any improvement is done, then we have nothing to do but to remove your facility from our platform. Yeah, so yeah, that's something we do. But at the end of the day, it is still a challenge, bringing these people and making them understand and be like, this is the service we do and you pay for us. However much most of them are, a big number of them are appreciating the service, given that we charge less compared to the ordinary brokers, and we don't put in a lot of headache here and there. At least we try our best to be professional. Yeah. Which other challenge? Yeah, we've been, and I think this is also a bit linked to the money, the finances. Part of marketing is sometimes really quite expensive, and it comes hand in hand when you have to do the production for marketing. Sometimes you need a lot of equipment, or you need to outsource people with a lot of equipment, and they tend to be expensive. So all in all, yeah, it has been a challenge as well. Yeah, I think those are some of the challenges we faced so far. The platforms, learning how to deal with the platforms and building the right platforms, it's been a challenge too, but we learn every day. Outsourcing the right people, consulting the right people, at least they guide us yeah.
You talked about the Kyasina in 10, 15 years to come.
Yeah.
Where do you see Kyasina in those years? What are those things that you want to achieve in, let's say, 10, 15 years to come?
Oh, that's big. When I was going through my business plan for Kyasina, I made it up to 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, I made it up to 5 years. I made 1, 3, 5 years. However, I can project the 10 years. At least I have it in mind. Yeah, so really 10 years we want, and we really are working hard that it's a brand that is recognized at least in the whole of Africa. Being an online platform with the right team, of course, the service, and everything well, 10 years should be enough for us, for Kyasina to be a global product. So, but at least one of the things that I really, and when I'm doing my projections and everything, I tend to focus on Africa, because I believe there is a lot of potential in Africa. We are having a lot of urbanization in the few years to come. We are having a lot of production. We are having a lot of young people growing up, and these are the people that will be appreciating these platforms and ready to use them, because apart from like our parents, we are in a generation, that appreciates. Right now, a 2-year-old kid will be crying to use a smartphone, play games on smartphone, watch YouTube, and of course they are learning how to appreciate everything online. So I really look at Africa as a very, very potential market for Kyasina. It doesn't mean we can't cross beyond. That's okay. But yeah, that's okay. That's okay even if we go to Mars. That's okay. I don't mind. If we have people staying there, we can go there as well. But at least I look at 10 years for us to be having a very big impact on our continent, at least on African continent. Going beyond, that's okay. Yeah.
You talked about the usual way of doing things.
Yeah.
Hotels get locals.
Yeah.
And hire them, and then they get tenants. So it happens like that.
Yeah.
With this online system, don't you think it is going to leave some people unemployed? It is going to take someone back to the village, especially for those people who cannot adopt to the kind of system that is coming up. Don't you think that you are getting some people unemployed in the system?
No. When you come think about it, yeah. But that shouldn't make me feel bad.
It should. Do you have a remedy for someone you have heard?
So I believe it's like this. I'd rather do it or I'll go back to the village. So you see, I like you asked before, I don't treat competition as a bad thing. I think to everyone who is affected, it should be a lesson. To try maybe other ventures or even this, but in a different way. Yeah, you don't have to just keep moving around, maybe have a phone and call here, yeah, I have someone, and wait for someone to call you. Maybe you can put an ad on Facebook. Maybe you can do something. I mean, you can adapt and see how
still come
best.
To work for you.
Oh, you can join Kyasina and maybe work with us. Yeah, so all in all, of course I know people could be affected, but I don't want to only look at being affected in the bad way. I believe there are many who will be affected in the good way, and I really hope that many will be affected in the good way. Yeah, so I think it's for the good of all of us.
For very many online platforms that are up, especially dealing in real estate.
Yeah.
How different would you term the Kyasina? How different is it from all the other websites? What is the different aspect it has?
Basically, our main selling point, our main target is having a product that is as local and basic as possible and easy to use as possible. That's why we try to integrate and put in mobile money payments other than Visa cards, blah blah blah, which most of our local people don't use. Mobile money is a basic payment platform which someone easily uses. We try our best to encourage our field agents in field to take pictures the way they are. Make sure we don't edit anything, so that someone gets the real experience. The picture they see online is the picture they'll find at, unless maybe the house got renovated yesterday, and at least we should try our best and get a picture as well. So something we do, we want to be as real as possible and as local and basic to the community around, because to be honest with you, we are not building Kyasina for people very far away. We are building Kyasina for people here. We are building Kyasina for some student who comes from Gulu. He has been studying in Gulu or Kampala, and now he has been given a position to study from Kabale, and he needs a hostel. You know, now that is the person who does have no clue about Kabale, and it is the first time and they are moving there and they don't have a friend in Kabale. Now we are the answer. We need to have a platform where you can check in and have the facility that you need at the real time. So I really believe that that's a big difference, because even if you go online right now and try to look for a hostel room, try to look for a rental of say 200, 150, a single self-contained room, it will be hard for you to find it unless you find it on Kyasina. So that is something that is really, we believe it is a solution for here. And yeah, for hotels, we have many options. Like I said, hotels can do their websites. We have many platforms that are covering hotels, because they are covering big people. I mean, people who are traveling, people who are, but we also look at something as basic as that, because I've had an experience before. I've looked for a house all over and failed to find it, And then I've wondered, if there was Kyasina then, I would have gotten a house. And I really want to make sure that that doesn't happen to another person around here. So that's why we try and work our best to avoid that.
Thank you. The reason as to why we do these shows is to motivate, sensitize, and then inspire people out there. We have faced problems of online businesses happening for, let's say, 2 months and then 3 months, and then they flop.
And they disappear.
Yes. Why do you think certain things happen, and what is the cause for this? And a business is online, the website is running like today, and in 2 weeks time to find it's not online. Why is this happening?
There are many challenges, I think. And to be honest, running a business is not easy. That's honesty. I've at least in my experience. But you see, one thing we don't understand is, okay, most people don't understand. They think running a business is easy. I have friends who will be joking and they're like, the easy business is the one you're not doing, eh? So when you see me moving around, you're like, man, you're killing it. You're doing it. And when I bring you and put you in my business, and that's when you know that things, like, I'm really squeezed. But so businesses are not easy. But most of the times we go there thinking everything is easy. And we look at quick cash, stuff like that. So you find like we are 1 month managers. You run a business, you call yourself CEO, you brag around. 1 month, things are not moving on. 2 months, you see bills coming, things are not coming, and you're like, I think I chose bad. I think, let me shift something else. Maybe let me do this, or maybe a job has opened up, let me take it. Maybe that's not bad, but I think that is most challenging part, and especially for the youth, we are not fully committed to one thing. We go here and here on business, so you find we are comparing ourselves with a lot of people, and you're like, Armstrong is doing it. Armstrong is maybe doing this. Armstrong told me that he made this money. I saw this. So you're like, maybe it's because I'm making juice. I should leave juice and do real estate. Maybe it's because so we don't have that commitment for the time. I'm lucky and blessed that in the first year at least Kyasina is bringing some money, but I didn't expect it. I expected at least maybe in the second year, but it doesn't mean that I was saying that after 6 months when this company is not bringing in money, I'm dropping it. I don't think that's how you start business.
So they lack consistency.
They lack consistency and patience. We give up too easily. We really give up too easily. We are in a generation of people who really give up fast. So you don't step in to wait longer. Then the other thing is also maybe doing something you didn't go through, to first revise through and get. It is good to have, like, to do some research, market research, research on how the business operates and everything. Write a business plan. Have some, how may I call it? Because I go through this also, and it has been a challenge over time. One of the reasons why businesses, I think, fail here is us being unable to distinguish business and you. You see, many people call me, many friends of mine call me Beyichini, because I've been marketing Beyichini a lot online. Beyichini, you see Armstrong, you see Beyichini, you see so like, hey Beyichini, how are you? And I'm fine, but I'm not Beyichini. Beyichini is a different thing. So sometimes you can think you're Beyichini, can think Armstrong is Beyichini, I can think I'm Beyichini, and whenever money that comes in,
you're Beyichini.
And then I feel like I'm Beyichini, so I can just do whatever. But and I find I'm lacking the discipline to be like, this is the money for the company, and this is my salary. I work for Beyichini. Now that's two different things. Yes, I own Beyichini, but I work for it. Leaving the part of the paperwork where I own it, I work for it, so it should be paying me. By the end of the day, we have to balance, and the company has to be on its own. So, and most of the times we like that. You make 20, you eat it all. You make 1 million, you splash money. You make this, you make that, and at the end of the year, you're not making anything. That's why we try to avoid taxes for the government. That's why we don't want to get in numbers, and all these things are even keeping us close, because we can't go big without that paperwork. We fail to register our businesses because we are scared. URI is going to run after me. But you're really making money. Why don't you pay taxes? So with all that, we keep missing a lot, and at the end of the day, our businesses fail. So it's quite a lot of things, but I really believe there are some of the reasons why these e-commerce and online businesses are failing, especially with the youth.
Okay. Thank you for the message.
You're welcome.
Do you think you have left out anything so that we can wrap this up?
I don't know. Maybe the only thing I can say is to tell people out there, like the point I was just saying, yeah, the online business or any other kind of business, to have patience when they are doing their stuff, and you give some little time, not to run out at quick cash, and that's why most of the youth, if they have joined a lot of these schemes that promise heaven and earth, and they deliver nothing. And one thing I've realized is in any field, you can make big money if you want to make money. But you have to be consistent, you have to give it time, you have to learn through something, and we don't appreciate learning. And that's bad. You expect, right now I've been doing real estate for 5 years, you expect to come today and be doing better than me, but me, I've done deals and I've been cheated, I've not been paid. That's a lesson. I have made mistakes, and I've made people maybe buy land that they were not supposed to buy. That's a lesson learned. So I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned, and you can't expect to just come and be like Armstrong, but I had to endure the 5 years. So but if I was like, I can't make it in 5 years, I really have to leave it at this, I want to be there. So we really have to be patient and learn, and yeah, we can make it over time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Briefly, you talked about buying land and it wasn't supposed to be bought. So that means you've had instances like those. How have you gone about such a very delicate issue?
I always find, and this is how I believe I treat my clients. If I make a mistake and it affects my client, I have to be there with them until it is resolved. So say the mistakes I've done before, like say my client land that had issues when I didn't know, I had to stay with him and fight for him until the issues were resolved and he got his land safe. But those are the mistakes we do, and you learn a lot from them, so that you can avoid them and it doesn't happen again.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the good show, and I really appreciate this platform that you have for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure hosting you here. That has been it. We had the CEO of Kyasina, who is called Ben Armstrong. If in case you want any rental, any place of residence, you can visit the Kyasina website for rentals, and it will be able to serve you. This has been the Girati Talk Show, a show that is meant to inspire, motivate, and also sensitize the people out there. Remember to follow us on our media platforms. You can visit our Facebook page, The Girati Talk, like and share our videos, or visit our YouTube channel, The Girati Media. Remember to subscribe, watch our videos, and let us be part of your world. I have been Ashaba Hebo Erina. Till next time, God bless you, and thank you for watching.